Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show, well, we're going to be building this little puppy. Now, if you haven't seen the video where I actually brought one of these on the show before, because I managed to pick up a used one that was already built, I'll put a link up here, go check that out. So I'm not really going to do an unboxing of this video in this video. We're just going to crack on and build the chassis. Now apparently the body is what is the challenge for this one, with lots of masking and things like that. So why did I decide to get one of these when I actually had one already? Well, I picked up the other one already built and painted and everything, and I really liked it, and I got to drive it, and it's a little bit different. Yes, it's running on kind of a car chassis. This is the Type TT01E, but it was different. I like the body design, so I thought it'd be nice if I actually could paint one up myself. And then whether I'll keep it or whether I will sell it on, I honestly don't know. I'm not sure whether I'm going to stick with doing the box art white or whether I'll pick a different colour. I honestly don't know. But I'll figure it out as long as we go along. So today we're going to build up the chassis. Now, I've never built a TT01 chassis on the show, so I'm looking forward to doing something a little bit different. Now, I put it to the RCKicks patrons, which kits would you like me to build first, and I gave them a list, and there was a tie, and it came down to the VX01 chassis and this. So I decided I will do this one first and then we'll build that one afterwards. So right, I'm going to unbox it, lay everything out, and then I'll cut right back. Right, we're all set, ready to go. I've laid everything out, no super difficult things like that. I tend to use buckets where I put A, B, C in separate buckets, and then I lay out the trees A, B, C, and D. That's how I like to do it. You do it wherever way works for you. Now, I've got my bearings from L&L Models. I'll put a link in the description. Also, I'm running pretty standard stuff in this kit, the torque tune motor that came with it. And then I'm going to run a 25 kg Banggood special servo, because I use those quite a lot. And also, I'm going to use the Flysky, oh, I can barely read, FSGR3E. I'll put a link to all the descriptions where you can get this stuff in the description of the video. Right, first things first, we need to start focusing on the rear pinion and gearbox, and then we'll move on. So we're starting on page 4, number 1. Let's crack on and build the chassis. Nothing looks too different. Now, I haven't built a TT01, like I said in the previous soundbite, but I've done a lot of TT02s and a lot of TT02Bs, so I don't think there's a lot of difference in it, to be fair. Also, I noticed it had friction shocks, so I had a rummage through my parts bin, and I think I've got some oil shocks that are going to work. Now, if I can remember rightly, these were off a TT02, so I'm hoping they're going to be long enough, but I think so. Anyway, let's crack on and make a start. So we're moving along at a cracking pace. I've done the front arms and the rears. That's the front. The front arms and the rears. I managed to find some metal drive shafts, so I've put them on the rear. I only have one set, so I'll have to look and see if I can get some for the front. I also have these metal uprights, but they need a special nut, so I'll have to look around and see if I can find the nut, because it'd be nice to actually use those, but somehow it's ended up in the parts bin, but I can't find the special sort of bolt that's used, so I can't put those in right now. We're now moving on to fitting the suspension, so it looks like these are going to be fine, these oil ones to use. No problems whatsoever. The only difference really between this and the TT02 is that the gearboxes and everything's put in sideways, so you're probably better off working with it vertically, so gravity holds everything together, whereas they obviously later on went, well, let's just do it from the top down. So yeah, it's very simple, quite an easy kit to put together. So if you're looking at doing your first Tamiya car and you want to go four-wheel drive, the old TT01 or the TT02 is a great place to start, and they just go together without any fuss whatsoever. Right, let's get the suspension on, and what's after that? Then we've got to fit the electronics. So yeah, let's get the suspension on and fit some electronics. Be right back.
You showed me how to dare to love, so tell me what you're thinking
of. There we go, all finished. Only took a couple of hours, very easy to build. There was a few little bits that I didn't have any information for, and those two things are the wheel spacers, which wheel spacers you use. Now, I took my best guess. It doesn't tell me anywhere which ones I should use because it depends on if you've got a wider body or not. So don't throw the other stuff away until you've done the body and you can check that the body fits flush and how it should be. Because this car can be different lengths and different widths with wheelbases, you need to make sure you get it right. The rear arms can be turned round to make the wheelbase shorter or longer. Again, couldn't find any information. The only information I could find was it actually says on the box here wheelbase is 257 millimeters, but then there's no reference to is that the short or the long, so you have to then measure. So that's a little bit misleading. Normally it's in the supplement for the actual car, because this chassis goes on lots of different cars, so they normally give you the standard chassis build and then the supplement. But in the supplement here it usually tells you up here, but it doesn't give me anything about what size. So and it doesn't say anything in here about wheelbase lengths or anything, so that's a little bit of a not quite sure. Another thing, the truck that I had before that was built had some modifications to it, and one of those modifications was it had a rear wing. I really liked that, so I managed purely by luck. I bought a second-hand car and it came in the parts bin with that car, and it's the exact same wing, so it's fantastic. So I'm going to fit this to the truck, because when I first received the truck I thought, oh, that looks really good, it must be part of the actual kit, but it's not. And because the truck's kind of big at the front and then goes flat across the back, that would be this way around, it goes big and then goes flat across the back, having that extra wing kind of makes it balanced and it looks really nice. So it's used, it's got a few scratches, but I'll sand it down and I'll paint it. As for painting, well, as you can see, there's lots of colours you need for this car. It's telling me I need PS1 white, PS2 red, which is what I've got there, then PS5 black. Now I have got that, but I've also got metallic black, so I may use the metallic black. Silver is PS12, which I have. Fluorescence yellow, PS27, again I have. PS31 smoke, yes, and then the only one I don't have is PS59, which is dark metallic blue, but I've actually got metallic blue. So not sure about that one, so we'll see. Right, everything's working, and we'll just fire it up. I've trued up all the steering and everything, and it's all working as it should do, nice and smooth. One issue I did come across is these two screws that you see here, you must fit the correct length. If you fit slightly fractionally longer ones, they actually touch the gears and lock the drivetrain up, which is what I did. I put this on, and when I took it off and I put it back in again, I put the wrong screws in the wrong place. The screws for this top deck, there's two silver ones at the back, two dark black ones, then there's 2 bolts, and then there's 2 more black ones. They must be the exact ones. They're all different, but the ones that will actually lock everything up are those 2 black ones in the rear. So just be careful of that, because I wasn't sure what was going on. The diffs were working, but it was totally locked. Luckily, I didn't press the accelerator too hard, otherwise I could have stripped the gears. But it actually locked completely, which was weird. Oil dampeners, they look great. I'm really happy with that. Might have to tune the rear a bit. The rear's a bit bouncy. I might have to soften that a little bit. Right, next we've got the bodies. So this is where this task for this truck, the chassis is easy. It's the body that takes the time. So you've got 2 sets. You've got the back cab, you've got the front part of the cab, you've got the rear arches and the back deck. Then you've got the body truck of itself, where everything sticks together. So it's a lot of cutting out to do, a lot of painting, a lot of masking, and then a lot of stickers. So right, let's cut out the body and just get it done. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so hot. It's like 32 degrees in here today, and it's getting hotter and hotter with all the studio lights on. Anyway, we digress. Let's cut the body out and I'll be right back. Check out one of these videos for some more RC fun.